also an EVP Infinity as well. So we got two EVP Infinities in the household.
Ooh, all right. Good. Yes. Well, thank you. That was an awesome introduction. I want to introduce myself, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna introduce ourselves, and then we're gonna ask you a few questions. This is gonna be so good. Again, my name is Marta Cunningham. For you guys who don't know me, I am out of the Chicago area. Been in this amazing company almost 4 years, and I love it. I am home, and I ain't going nowhere. This company has taught me so much about money that I'm excited to tell everybody about it. Carmen?
Oh, hey everyone. Having some technical difficulties over here, but so my name is Carmen Quarles. I've been a part of Myecon going on 3 years this January, and it's just changed my life. I mean, my husband and I are debt free besides our home and our vehicles, and you know, I was able to actually fire my boss. I am a retired service member, and life is just so different when your mindset and your relationship with money is different. And that's what Myecon has done to me. You know, I know what freedom is now and what that means, what financial freedom is, and I'm living it in testimony. And I just really want to make an impact, I guess, in our community and help everyone, anybody that I can. That's what I want to do. And I'm not going anywhere. I love Myecon. I love the environment, the people around it, just the vibe, just everything. So thank you, Mr. Tucker, for joining us.
Yes.
My honor.
Well,
go ahead, Q.
Well, of course, I'm still having some technical difficulties over here, but it is being recorded, so that is a plus. I am going to try to get this thing streaming live, and they'll just catch the replay. But again, you know, for all of my Facebook friends and family that know me, you know, they know I'm Team Myecon. It's just it is what it is. I've been blessed to be a part of this amazing family, amazing business opportunity. And you know what it has done for me, the very first thing that it's definitely done for me is change my mindset. You know, it changed my mindset to in just a different way of viewing the world, but not only viewing the world, but viewing our finances, and just really trying to position ourselves to be at a place where we really want to be financially. And getting educated is the key. It really is. So, you know, I've been with Myecon three years. You know, just a little bit of my testimony. I've been able to cash flow currently to this date, and I probably have to do some more adjustments as far as adding new numbers in, but about $58,000. I, you know, have eliminated, you know, almost $12,000 in debt. You know, I mean, credit score has jumped up, not in the 800 club yet, but I definitely am on my way to getting there. I mean, just so much. Like, I can go on and on. Like, us on here right now, we could talk about Myecon all day.
Yes.
But that's just a little bit of my testimony. Of course, I put my story and my life out there. I'm definitely passionate about helping people and sharing this opportunity with people because they need it. Financial literacy is so important to, you know, for us, you know, as a community, as a culture, because it's something that is going to be able to position ourselves so we can, you know, change the course of our children's lives and their children's lives. So, right. You know, I'm Team Myecon.
So I wanted to ask you, Keith, why Myecon? What made you say yes to Myecon?
Good question. So just to give you a little background how I got started, I was struggling financially. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was borrowing from Paul to pay Peter, and I was struggling to make ends meet. And lo and behold, I was on the football field watching my son play football, and I was looking for an opportunity to help me pay off debt. And it wasn't a business I was looking for. I was actually looking for a second job. But as I was standing on that football field, there happened to be another dad talking to two other dads about financial literacy. So I eavesdropped on their conversation and I listened. And when he finished, I literally chased him down and said, hey, can you teach me what you was teaching those guys? And he invited me to his house. He showed me a plan on the board. And I asked him, I said, where did you learn this powerful information? He said, I'm part of a company called Myecon. Let me be honest with you. I was very critical when it came to network marketing. I didn't want no parts of network marketing. I had never done it. I just thought it was a pyramid. I thought it was a scheme. I was like, I don't want no parts in it. But I said, the least I can do is listen. And so he showed me everything through a PowerPoint. And the reason I got involved was I said to myself, what I was doing wasn't working. What did I have to lose? And so I got involved with my econ, and literally in my first year in business, I was able to eliminate over $100,000 worth of debt. $100,000 in 1 year.
Wow.
Also in that same year, I was able to increase my credit score from a 520 to an 804. So I went from poor credit to excellent credit all within that same year.
Wow.
And then also I've been able to cash flow 6 figures. And believe it or not, I do this part-time, not even full-time. I say I have a full-time job. I do this part-time, and I've been able to cash flow 6 figures without stopping what I was currently doing. So that is the reason why I chose my econ, and I'm not going nowhere.
Wow, that's a
wow.
Woo,
That's
that's
not
major.
a testimony. Woo. I got some catching up to do.
Man, that's major right there. That's major.
Wow. Wow. So you said you've been a part of it for 8 years, right?
Yes.
8 dynamic years is what you said.
Dynamic. And it gets better and better every day.
Wow. And both you and your wife are now at Infinity, correct?
Yes.
Man, how does that feel to have, like, Infinity of course is, the top of the company.
The ultimate.
And of course, I believe that everybody that is in my econ, that's what they are striving for. And well, you know what? Let me ask you this question, because this just popped in my head when you just said that you and your wife are, Infinity, at the highest ranked company. Does your wife currently still work?
She does. She does hair. That's her passion. She's a hairstylist.
Okay.
So, well, I mean, well, you kind of answered it a little bit, but okay. So let me ask you this question then. So since you are at the top of, at Infinity level, why still work?
Good question. So my mindset changed with my econ when we started talking financial literacy, and my upline told me something very powerful. He said, Keith, don't leave your job yet. He said, make sure you put $1 million in your investment portfolio so that when you retire, your money works for you instead of you working for the money. So I didn't want to leave yet until I was in a position where I can wake up and my money's just doing some major things for me.
Ooh. Could you say that thing again? You said until you put $1 million?
Put $1 million in my investment so that my money worked for me instead of me working for my money.
Man, come on now. Ooh, he talking. He's speaking that thing right there, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Marta, Carmen, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like,
right, I'm over here speechless, and I have questions, but I'm still speechless.
I got some catching up to do. I'm 3 years in the game, so I don't know, Keith. I need some pointers, my brother.
Right?
You got it.
That's the biggest thing about my econ. It's just like, for me, I can personally say I became obsessed with it. I became obsessed with learning and just the knowledge. And I mean, I'm 33, and I was like, oh my God, I need to catch up. Like, I should have known this in my teens, in my 20s, right? And so I became obsessed with it. And I don't know if you get this, Keith, but when I tell people that my husband and I have paid off almost $80,000 in debt, they don't believe me. They're like, how is that even possible?
Right.
That's not possible, right? And I say, no, it didn't happen the first year. I've almost been 3 years in, right? But we became obsessed with the relationship that we had with money, and we became obsessed with our why, right? And I don't know if that's something that that you and your wife had in common, but the goal and my why just seems so much more important than
Yes.
stuff, right? Than stuff that you buy.
Yes.
So that's amazing. That it really is.
Yes.
Wow.
So what does keep you motivated? Because it's a lot of work to work,
Yes.
have a family, run a business, and you're doing it part-time. So
Yes.
what keeps you going?
Oh, good question. I believe that what keeps me going is my why. You know, I say why stands for what hurts you or what helps you. And so my
Right.
why keeps me motivated. Many people don't know, but I have a daughter that's been through some major surgeries in her life. She's been through two liver transplants, a kidney transplant. She had a stroke. She lost hearing in both her ears.
Oh, wow.
So with me dealing with that on a day-to-day basis, she's my motivation. They make me say each and every morning, I got to get up and work this business for her because I just want a better life for her and my whole family.
Yeah.
That's,
Right.
I mean, that's, you know, you can't come after that. Like,
Yes.
that's part of my why
Yeah.
as well too. You know, I mean, definitely I have two daughters that I want to be able to give them, just position them, but also give them the option. And that word is such a powerful word. The option of if you want to go to college and further that education, but then if you do, it's paid for. You're not running into, you're not completing it and now you're in mass amount of debt. Or if you want to start your own business, then you have seed money to be able to do that, and bam, now you can be your own boss. So that's admirable. That it really is. It really is.
Yep. So explain to us what income shifting is. We know, but our audience may not know. So can you explain to us what income shifting is?
Yes. So income shifting, in my opinion, is shifting the dollars that was going to the creditors, the bank, and the government. We're trying to show people how to shift that back from their pockets to your pocket where it belongs. And we use a strategy called income shifting because many people don't understand that there's some wealth creation strategies that are not being taught in schools. And Myecon literally teaches those strategies. And I wish I would have known these strategies way, way long time ago. But that's what we do. We literally trying to get the money that we're losing to the government, the banks, and the creditor to get it back to our pocket where it belongs.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Good explanation. Well, that's what it is for us. But for those who don't know, absolutely. Great explanation.
Right. Great explanation.
Hey, real quick, Q, are we live or are we just recording? I'm
For
sorry.
some reason, Facebook is acting up. It's telling me that I am. See, now it just not. 1 minute it was telling me that I was streaming, but I couldn't see it on Facebook.
Okay.
Right.
And now I guess it completely kicked me out because now it's giving me the option and the more to either put it on YouTube or Facebook. So it is being recorded. Yeah, it is being recorded. So we're good. I guess this is just, us for right now. And then the world will be able to see it.
So I wasn't missing any questions. So,
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead, Marta. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what would you tell somebody who's in the situation that you were in? You were looking for a job, trying to make ends meet, but what would you tell somebody in your situation?
I would tell them, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. So we got to make a change. And I would tell them, get involved with Myecon and don't procrastinate. And the reason I say don't procrastinate, because procrastination is the assassination to your destination. And so I would tell them. So I would tell them to go ahead and invest in them. There's no such thing as a bad investment when you are investing in you. So I would tell them, become the CEO of YOU and just go ahead and dive straight forward in it. Just jump off the cliff and grow your wings on your way down.
I definitely agree with you on that. I see it so many times that a lot of people think that once they get in, they need to know every single detail about this amazing company. And it's like, if you just get in and, run your race and focus on doing what you need to do, managing your money, everything else is going to come. You don't need to know every single detail. You could get help, and I think that's one of the things that Alvin Curry always says. You don't need to know everything. You kind of know enough, so you signed up. So now go share the opportunity with other people and get somebody on the phone or in person who can answer those questions that you can't. So yes, I definitely agree with that.
Wow. I really love that. Like, that procrastination is assassination of your destination because, when Marta presented me with the opportunity, the same thing, like you said, I was struggling. I was, barely making ends meet. And I said, you know what, I'll just do it at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying? It was the end of the year. And I said, I'm just going to do it at the end of the year. I'll come back. I was going to visit my family in Mexico, and I'm first generation born in the US. So, the struggle has always been part of our life, right? It's just always been. That's just the way that it is. And when I went to Mexico, it was the end of December, and I was just like, I procrastinate. I'll just do it at the beginning of the year. It'll be, and by the time that I did join, and I took it 100%, I said, what's the worst that can happen? It can't get no worse than what it already is, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Right.
But when I did, I said, I'm going to commit 90 days to really listen and to be coachable and to be able to. And once I found out, I just was like, I'm never going anywhere, right?
Yes.
But, it is right. I mean, had I came in December, I would have had, another year of, income shifting and really going into the new year more prepared, right? So that procrastination of, got time, whatever. So I really like that. I think that's great.
Thank you.
I got to use that.
You know what?
It's all yours.
You know what? When I started my econ 3 years ago, I saw a post from a friend of mine on social media, and it's so funny too, man, because I was like, what is this about? And of course, she sent me the video. I watched the video, and I was like, man, this is some, I was like, I can do this. Like, okay, at that time, I think I joined my econ for $5. That's when I joined my econ. I literally joined my econ for $5, and I have not turned back since. And it's like, it's being a part of something that you have nothing but good things to say about it. Yes. The people that I've met, like the connections and relationships that I've built, networking inside of a network is so powerful. It is like, I want everybody to feel what I feel about my econ and the experience. Like, you can't, you have so many people saying so many good things. It's like Carmen said, what do you have to lose? Your situation cannot get any worse. Yes. What do you have to lose? And if you just give it 90 days of consistency, your life can literally change.
That's right. That's right.
So,
I've been a part of a few different companies. I've always been the one to think that a job is not going to get you where you want to be. So I've always dabbled in whatever. And when I tell you this is like the easiest company that I've ever been a part of, that's exactly what it is. I don't have to go and buy hundreds or thousands of dollars of products and hope and pray that I sell them so that I can recoup, what I just spent. I don't have to go knocking on somebody's door, hey, can you buy this, or trying to meet the quota, or trying to sell extra or sell enough just so I could get my pay every week.
Yes.
So the fact that we are selling money.
Yes.
We're selling money. You know, the fact that we're educating people on how money works, I can tell you no other company that I've been a part of has ever done that before. You know, it was all about, okay, if you sell this many, then you'll get this. You know, this is a game changer for me. Myecon is totally a game changer for me. And I'm so grateful for, you know, have been presented with the opportunity. So grateful.
Yes.
Keith, I have a question for you. I don't know if it's a question. So
Sure.
you know, that you said you weren't really into network marketing, or you know what I mean, you didn't really want to share the opportunity, or you didn't know how to, right? What would you say to those people that, you know, even myself, you know, sometimes, I mean, Marta and Q can tell you, I get very emotionally attached to when people don't do the right thing. I get very upset. Like, why did they not, you know, like, why are they procrastinating, or why can't they see the value in this? Or, you know, where they just like blow you off, right? And then you feel like, well, am I doing something wrong? Is it in me? So when you came in, you know, and, you know, I know you say you didn't really want to share, or, you know, you weren't into network marketing or whatever. What was your why? Like, how did that change for you? How did, you know, you impacting or touching reaching out to other people? How did that change?
I would say two things. The first thing was when I first got in, I told my upline, I said, I'm not going to share the opportunity. I'm not going to stand up in front of nobody. I said, I don't want to do none of that. I said, I just want to work on myself. So two things happened. One, I started working on my own personal finances. And as my finances started to change and my credit score went up, I got more confident to say, you know what, this really works. And I started telling people, I said, wait a minute, my score went up in 30 days. Two, I believe that something that he said to my upline said something real powerful to me. He said, Keith, this business is not for you. And I said, why did you get me involved if it's not for me? He said, no, this business is for the person you have to become. He said, the old you was fine. The old you wouldn't be in the situation that you would be in. He said, so something has to change. And so my mindset started to change because I started coming to every training. And as I started coming to every training, even though he was saying the same old thing over and over again, something I learned a long time ago is if you can learn a thing, you can teach a thing. And so I started learning it and learning it and learning it. And next thing you know, it became easier for me to share it because I got more confident about what I had in my hands.
Wow.
That was deep. That was deep right there. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
Keith, you know, came on here and took us to school.
You know, I will say this to you all. I'll give you a little secret too. I learned this a long time ago, and I'll share it with you all as well. I learned that there's 4 seasons of success. 4 seasons of success, and you know, just like there's seasons that we go through from, you know, winter, summer, fall, etc. But there's 4 seasons of success, and the first season of success is the season of preparation. This is a season of preparation. So in order to be successful, you got to prepare yourself for success. Now, how do you prepare yourself? I tell people all the time, you got to get your business cards, you got to get your brochures, you got to get your flyers. But most importantly, you also got to prepare yourself for the word no. Many people don't prepare for that. And that 2-letter word has caused so many people to give up on their goals and dreams. And I tell people all the time, no means next one, next opportunity, or sometimes they don't know enough to move forward with you. So you got to get prepared for that and prepare yourself for when people are going to, you know, some people want to stay with you, some people are going to leave, but prepare yourself for that so that when it does happen, it won't bother you. The second season is the season of planting. Now that we got business cards, now that we got brochures, now we got to start planting the seeds, and we got to plant them consistently. Now, here's the problem. Many people think that when they plant seeds, it's going to grow overnight. Now, the only seeds that I knew that grew overnight was Jack and the Beanstalk, and we all know that was a fairy tale. All we have to do is plant them and plant them consistently.
Wow.
Sometimes we're going to plant on good ground, sometimes we're going to plant on bad ground, but we can't determine that. All we got to do is keep planting the seeds. So how do we plant them? Pass out the business cards, pass out the brochures, post on social media. You'll be amazed how a simple post can change someone's life and say, hey, I want to go ahead and get involved with you. See, what people don't know is they don't join business, they join you. And if you are not talking about your business, a closed mouth can't get fed. So you got to open your mouth every day because people are looking. Trust me. I've had people say, man, I've been watching you for 3 months, 5 months, a whole year. What is this Myecon all about? But the problem is some people give up too soon. The third season is a hard season for people. This is hard for one. It's a season of pruning. This is a season where you got to cut some people off. Now, this is hard for many people because you're saying, why can't he go with me? Why can't she go with me? Why can't they go with me? Some people, you got to cut them off. Think about this for a minute. If you ever been to a plant store, sometimes you see the person at the store cutting the leaves off. They're not cutting the leaves off to kill the plant. They're cutting the leaves off so the plant can grow. So sometimes you got to let some people go. Not only do you got to let some people go, sometimes you got to let some bad habits go. See, some of us will make excuses. You know, it's raining outside. It's snowing outside. I'll catch the next training. I'll catch the next training. And then that one training that you missed end up being a whole year worth of training that you missed. So we got to cut some bad habits off. We got to cut the people off because life and death is in the power of the tongue. You mess around, let the wrong person speak death into your business, your whole business will drop. We got to speak life. You got to be around people with like-minded individuals because iron sharpens iron. You want to be around people that believes in your goals and your dreams and will push you to the next level. And then the last season is the season of prosperity. Now, this is a season that everybody looks forward to. This is a season where all the seeds that you've been planting and watering, now you get a chance to see them grow. But be careful in this season. And the reason I say this is sometimes we start making money in business and we start buying liabilities instead of assets. We don't never reinvest back into our business. See, sometimes when you start making money, you got to go ahead and buy those business cards that you don't have. Sometimes you got to buy that laptop so you can get on your website. Sometimes you got to go ahead and buy the tickets to the next conference so that you can be there in the place to be around like-minded individuals. See, those 4 seasons, you got to understand that sometimes you're in one season and sometimes you're in multiple seasons. But just understand that there's 4 seasons of success and just realize, let the time go and sooner or later you will get to the top.
Man, Keith, my brother. Boy,
We gotta have you back.
Hey, he a sniper. He a sniper.
Yes.
Man.
I hate, even though we're recording this, some people needed to hear this.
I swear
now.
they needed Facebook. Oh, they the devil. They the devil, man.
Yes.
So we have to have you back on here.
Yes. Keith, you have to come back. This is
yes.
When live is working.
I would love it. I would love it.
Man.
You just spoke to my soul.
I can't wait to drop this in the group because they this is straight nuggets.
Yes. Yes.
That is so true. Oh my God. Everything that you just spoke, I feel like all of us, you know what I mean? That's
it
why
resonated. It really resonated.
Yes. It resonated with me. Trust me, even though I'm speaking it again, it still speaks to my spirit every time I hear it.
Man.
No, that's so funny that you said it like, you know, like a plant or whatever. Because I got this plant. I do not have a green thumb, let me tell you. And it has all this like right? And my husband keeps telling me, you got to cut them yellow leaves off because you're using all its energy to try to save those, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, but I want them to survive. And I feel like sometimes that's how I am even with family and friends. You know what I mean? Like, I know they're not doing the right things and I know they're not living their full potential, but it's like they're so attached to you, right? And you don't want to make top without them. And that's kind of, you know, like a simile of the plant with the, you know, turning yellow and stuff. And you give so much energy to those people when really they don't even give their own energy to themselves.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, Keith solved your problem, Carmen. we just talk about this in the chat the other day. Literally. Literally. That was a word right there, man.
Myecon has made me realize that you can't want it more. You can't want it more than they do.
Yep.
Right. Yes. I never knew that before, but Myecon has taught me that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I have, like, just even in like I've never did anything remotely network marketing. I'm like, what is this? Never, I didn't even know it existed. You know what I'm saying? So when I got into this, I was like, okay, you know, but I definitely have learned a lot just from trial and error. You know, I learned a lot about myself. You know, I was, as well as Carmen, I was once like, yo, like my closest friends, I'm like, man, I want you, like, why don't y'all, like, we know too many people, we can all win, but I can't, you know, some came and some left, and they still see me moving on. So, you know, again, like you said, Marta, you can't want it more for, you know, for the next person. You know, they have to want it.
That's right.
And another thing that a good friend of mine told me, he was like, you know, and this stands true to the test of time. He said, there's more than one way to California. And when he said that, it was like an epiphany. I was like, wow, you know what? You're right. You know, maybe what I'm doing isn't necessarily, you know, the path that you need to go. But that doesn't mean that if our destination is California, that you can't get there by bike, train, boat, car, or even walking. You know, the ultimate goal is getting to the final destination. Right. So, you know, as much as I want the best for those individuals and people that I want them to really see the vision of this opportunity, you know, if you choose to take a different route, there's nothing wrong with that. Best to you. So yeah.
And you know, I agree. I tell people all the time, I say, you know, you can't want it more than you want it. And so I tell people normally at the end of my presentation, I say, look, there's 4 reasons why you would not get involved with Myecon. The first reason, you say, Keith, man, you just went over a whole lot of information. And I say, guess what? You are absolutely correct. I did. But guess what? When you first started your job and you went to orientation, your job went over a whole lot of information. And guess what you did? You stayed there long enough to collect a paycheck, and some of you still there.
Yeah.
Number 2, you say, Keith, I'm just too busy, man. You just don't understand. I got a lot going on. I can't pick up another opportunity. And I tell people, I said, look, I was busy too before Myecon. Busy being broken, had nothing to show for it. See, it's amazing how people say their plate is full, but when you see them, they're barely eating. We got to take that excuse off the table. Number 3, Keith, you know, it sounds great, but I'm just waiting on God. And I said, you know what? The God I serve is always on time. So the question is, are you waiting on God? Or is God waiting on you? And I guarantee you, he's waiting on you. See, faith without works is dead. You know, you got to put some action to it too. And then number 4, people say, well, man, I don't have $29.95. And I tell them, I said, look, ain't nothing to be ashamed about. But what I am going to do to you is I'm going to encourage you to ask yourself 2 questions. 1, how long you want to have a $29.95 problem? And number 2, what are you going to do to fix it?
Man, you know, hey Keith, when we gotta do this again, cause you have been dropping straight fireballs, nuggets.
Yes, the whole time.
I love that.
Keith, when you said, you know, be careful in the time of prosperity, you know, because we end up making more money and having more money, and then we create liabilities, right? You know, one thing that I hold very dear in me within Myecon is that no one ever take what I've learned away from me. So even if I fail, even if I lose everything, God forbid, knock on wood, I said, I won't stay down for long. I said, because you can't have my brain, you can't have my knowledge, you can't, like, I'm coming back, right? And I think that's something that I love about Myecon more than anything, is that we're teaching you, you know, like an entire different lifestyle. It's a different mindset that you can't go back. I can't be the Carmen I was 3 years ago. She's gone, you know, somebody else.
Someone said a good quote. I don't know who the person said it, but they said, a mind once stretched can never go back to its original destination. So like you said, your mind would never go back. Once all the information that you've learned, there's no way you can go backwards. You can only go forward. Right.
Yes.
So, wow. Do we have anything else? I mean, you know, this is definitely going to go in the group. You know, Keith, we definitely need to bring you back. Hopefully when Facebook, you know, gets
let us be right. Great.
Right. That'd be great. We may have to try this out. Like, we may have to try it out at like 5:30, see if it lets us go live, and then bring it on, and then actually go live at 6:15.
Yes. And you know what? I tell you, I guess I can leave you with this. I did a series called the ABCs of Myecon. I did something from A through Z, and each letter stood for something. What I'm gonna do is I'll leave with you A, B, C, D. I'll go to the A, B, C, D just to give you a little sample of what I came up with. And I hope this can bless you and the audience as well. So I said A stands for awesome. We are part of the most awesomest company all around. Myecon, I don't know any other company that can touch us, because most companies focus on making money. We focus on showing people how to make money, but also show them how to keep it. So we're part of the most awesomest company. You should be excited about that. Yes. B stands for be your own customer. One of the biggest things that we got to do a better job at is we got to make sure that we're own best customers. So if we're going to buy coffee, buy our own coffee. If we're going to shop online, shop on our own mall. If we're going to teach someone to do the W-4, make sure that we got our own W-4 filled out. So be your own best customer. C stands for close the deal. A lot of us, we do a great presentation, we give the link to people, and we don't ask them one major question. Would that be Visa, MasterCard, or American Express? And you'll be amazed that if you ask that question, how so many people get signed up. It scared me the first time I asked someone. I said, hey, I just want to ask you one thing. Do you have any questions, or are you ready to get started? And it amazed me how people say, hey, I'm ready to get started, just by me asking that simple question. So close the deal. And then last and not least, D stands for dominate the competition. So there's so many different companies out there. So you got to know your company. You got to know your compensation plan. You got to know your products. I always tell people, late to bed, early to rise, get your butt up and get those Myecon checks to multiply. So dominate the competition, learn your business. Don't only just sign up in Myecon and be in Myecon, but allow Myecon to be in you. So those are my 4 letters. I got a whole series. I'll teach it one time for you all as well. And I thank you all for giving me the honor and the pleasure to be on with you all, great leaders. I'm excited to be with you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Keith. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Carmen, did you have something?
No, that's it. I'm like over here in awe. I'm taking notes. I got all these.
I can't wait to watch the replay of this. So, oh my God, thank you so much. Again, like I said, we will definitely have you back. We appreciate you taking time with us today and taking us back to school.
Yes. I think it was a great comeback. I think it was a great comeback. We kind of haven't been doing these, and I think it was what we needed to get back on track. And
absolutely.
And people are watching, and people are watching us. So, that's what I'm so excited about, because you couldn't get me and Marta on the live a couple months ago. So we're out here doing it now. So being transparent and just blessing the people. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Well, again, Keith, we truly, truly appreciate you and your time. Thank you. We're not going to hold you any longer. I'm going to end the recording, and until the next time. Definitely.
Yes.
Until the next time.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, I just wish you all have a great day on purpose and with purpose.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You as well. Happy Friday.
You're very welcome. Happy Friday.
Bye.